Roblox is a fun platform for almost anything you can imagine. Users are able to create their own experiences and others can play them. There's lots of things that you can make of it. FNAF clones, RPG games, Block Tales fans will get that video out whenever it's ready, don't get into not about it. Simulator games, racing games, it's nearly limitless. But I have something I'd like to propose. What if people made games not to grind for ages, not to get some story across, not even for role-playing, but for making you think, and I don't mean in a simple way either. My absolute favorite style of horror is psychological horror. These are the experiences that make you think for a little while and cause you to ponder on what you just saw or heard. Popular examples of this are Amori, Yume Nikki, Milk Inside and Outside a Bag of Milk, Soma. I could go on and on. However, this isn't about those well-made projects. Instead, it's about this little yellow dude. What, you expected something extremely bombastic? Well, it's too bad it's Roblox, deal with it. This is Jim. You've likely heard of him from a game called Jim's Computer. I don't think I need to explain much further. You'll find out more later anyways. There seems to be two games that connect together and perfectly create each other's lore. Am I saying I understand this lore? Absolutely not. But it's cool, right? Now then, enough of my yapping. Let's get into the first game on this list. There is no escape. Like, there is no escape. You're stuck here until the end of the video now.
Well, snap out of it! We have customers to serve! Fire in the hole!
The game gives you a moment to at least get settled in. A nice little play button and... Bro, I'm still talking, slow down! The game starts with a little bit of dialogue.
Jane? Jane! Jane! Jane, where are you? Jane, answer me! Jane!
Good night, love.
Hi, honey. You need to take your medication right now. You cannot miss your schedule. Also, yesterday I saw that the medication was running low, so before I came from work, I stopped by a pharmacy to get your medication.
Yes, I did take my medication today. Also, yeah, if you wouldn't have seen them, the pills would be out by now. I was just about to drive to the pharmacy. Thank you.
You know I've always got your back. By the way, I visited the doctor today, and she said that you are not allowed to be in the possession of a firearm whatsoever.
I had a nightmare again. I need to use the bathroom. The game suddenly wakes you up in Jim's room. There's a flashlight on the shelf, and what looks to be a glitchy item. Don't know what that is, honestly. I know my fair amount of glitches, and I can't recognize that. Sonic 06. What? On the table, there's a doctor's report of some kind. Reading it lets you find out that Jim has schizophrenia, dementia, and depression. Yeesh. It specifically tells you not to be around firearms like Jane told Jim before. We also get a bit more insight. Jim's age. He's 47. Side note, there's a plug you can put a fork into, but I didn't do it this run. Go watch someone else's video for that. Onto the main game once more. You open the door to a bunch of rats eating a piece of bread. They dash off, and you're left to explore the rest of the house to find your purpose. Also, I think I got scared by one of the dumbest jump scares ever. I genuinely don't know how that got me, but it could be because of the time of recording. It was 6 AM and I hadn't slept yet. Onwards to the rest of the house, you find a mouse hole that I didn't assess immediately, and also find out the front door is boarded up. There's also some sticky notes on the wall, seemingly left by Jim. She was here. I can remember. She's still here. She isn't gone. If you go to the right, you'll find a plank and a book. The plank is used for fixing the mouse hole, but the book doesn't have anything useful. Jim notes that he must be too sleepy to understand it. With that done, off to find the hammer. Jim notices the food left out on the couch and speculates that that must be why rats intruded his home. I know I just saw her. I know it. I just do. I must find the clock. I need to find the clock. It is coming for me. I just know it. I didn't notice it until I was rewatching the footage and already writing the script, but that painting has its eyes open until Jim points out the bathroom. Pretty creepy. Once you go back after picking up the hammer and fixing the hole, Jim decides he needs to go to the bathroom. When you get there and open the door... Take the gun and shoot it. The place seems to have these eerie drawings that almost look unreal. A bit of walking later, and you find a gun! Yeah, baby! However, said gun locks you into the bad ending provided you take it. I don't care though. I'm not going to do another run. That was torture! As the Sonic.exe simulator continues, you suddenly find what looks to be a flower bush. Interacting with it takes you to some kind of church. Going down the hall reveals Jane and Jim being married by an unknown pastor. Attempting to get too much closer to it leads to, well, it's pretty predictable at this point. Walk some more, and you start finding photos. At the same time, Jim begins to speak with somebody. Hello? Hello? Is anybody there? I hear you. Who are you? And why do you sound so familiar? I am not real. What are you talking about? You're talking to me. Metals waltz on paths unknown. The twist of destiny, a fate was sown. Shattered glass, a chorus of despair. Life's detour veiled in a metal layer. Navigate the wreckage, unravel the unknown. Is this some kind of sick puzzle? Answer me! A bit further on, you find your bed. There's a note on top as well. I can't take this anymore. I hate my life. I can't stand it anymore. All I do is sleep all day and do nothing else. Why is she not coming home? Why is my life like this? I didn't deserve this, Lord. I didn't deserve all 3 of these illnesses. I hate you, Lord. I really do. You betrayed me. I have a plan. I think I should do it. However, it is really hard to get myself to do it. By the time you're reading this, you already know if I did it or not. Thank you for everything. Moving along yet more, you find a flipped over car by a tree. There's blood in the car, and the license plate reads J&E. Strange. This all is getting a little too boring, honestly. We need something interesting. I feel so proud that jump scare didn't get me. Anyways, more and more walking, and you finally reach the end. All that stands before you is a clock. There is no escape. I must protect myself. I must find an escape. Jim is no longer here. After waiting in the end, you see Jim in his room with a sticky note on the computer. Jim is dead. He seemingly shot himself in some kind of delusion. Jane might have never existed. This ending is heavy, but we aren't done yet. We've still got to deal with...
Your life is everything. You serve all purpose. You should treat yourself now.
So this game starts out with an option between Jim's computer and Jim's computer 2. That's cool, but we'll just do the first game for now. Jim wakes up to the sound of a doorbell. Opening the door leads to seeing a package that totally didn't take me a long time to figure out how to pick up. Bringing the box to your room allows you to open up a computer and set it up. Immediately, you'll have the shop, road chat, and news. The news today seems to be talking about a chemical refinery. Going to the shop, you can order 3 things now. Road chat doesn't seem to work either, as it says it'll redirect you. Upon collecting these items and playing for a bit, you start to get a little sleepy, so you go to your bed and... Jim no longer feels safe in his home, and now he must check his closets until he feels safe again. Once you do check the closets, he feels safe, so you go Betty Bye again. This is gonna be basically the same formula for the next day. Order some items, check the news, and oh hey, road chat is up. That's neat, but we won't have any hot babes to hit up, so we'll just go to sleep. We go to... Stop eating the cheeseburger!
Cheeseburger.
The next night rolls in, and once again, you check your closets until you feel safe again and head back to bed. Nothing interesting here. Waking up the next day has the same thing happening. Just some serial disappearances after Robloxia. You order some items once more, pick them up, play with them for a bit, and then go to sleep like nothing's wrong. Next night pulls in, same formula, and why is the TV on? You go to turn off the TV, and supposedly you get a message from a super nice person who definitely doesn't seem scary at all. The next day comes in, and now it seems that you're ordering some new items. Food, water, and a first aid kit. Not sure why we didn't just use the one we got beforehand, but alright. You put the food and the water in the corner, which totally didn't take me a minute to figure out you can't open the boxes, and go outside to see a helicopter. I'm sure it means nothing. Nothing new on the computer, you head to bed. There is someone in my house. You check the closets once more, and go to... After that, I totally don't get scared by my camera looking directly at Jim, and the mayor seems to be declaring martial law. You order some more items, planks, a hammer, and a black box. Weird choice, but alright. You use the boards and hammer to board up all of the windows, and after doing so, Jim once more decides he's a little EPDB. Waking up the next night shows a message on your computer. Check the closets again, and the TV starts going off with a warning. Stare at the door before you take out the black box, which is revealed to be a pistol. You're shakily pointing at the door until I gotta be honest, I probably would have used that sword. It would probably be more effective. With Jim's computer finished, that ends everything in this video. What all of this means is completely up to you. I want to hear theories, so let me know anything in the comments if you have any. With that, I'll be taking my leave. Make sure to keep that fire burning, and I'll see you next time.